Greetings from the sub-ether, this is Alan with another short color basic video. We're going to stick an extended color basic a bit. I played a lot with randomness, with printing and plotting on the low resolution screen. Let's try something on the high resolution screen. We'll do a P-mode 4,1, PCLS screen 1,1. That puts us in the 256 by 192 mode. Using the mode 1,0 gives us the black and white mode. Here it is again. And there is a line command where you can say draw a line from 0, 0 to 255, 191. The resolution is 256 to 192. P-set draws like that. If you do not give it a start, let me delete those, it will draw from wherever it last ended up to the position you gave. So it starts at the center of the screen, so that went from the center down. Which means I can do this, do a line, dash, and we'll say random 256 minus 1 and random 192 minus 1 p-set. 30 go to 20. And that's the random lines. We can always do this with boxes, lines. In fact, if we use the comma B at the end of the line, that will draw it with boxes. And if we do BF, that will draw filled boxes everywhere. Kind of reminds me of the arcade game Kicks, or Quicks, however you pronounced it where you were. So lots of fun things we can do with that. I do like boxes, that's fun. You notice we're getting the artifact colors, blue, red, and white, out of this black and white screen. Let's see if I can escape out of it. I cannot escape out of it. For some reason, I cannot break out of this. But I can reset. There we go. So a lot of random things can be done. You could do something a little more interesting. You could have a for loop for I equals 0 to 255. And then perhaps you wanted to create a random landscape. You might do a line starting at I, comma, and then some random position on the screen. Actually, let's start... So 192 down, let's start at 100. So it's going to start horizontally at 100 plus the random of... We go to 192, so I think I can give it 191. That's 0 to 191. And we will go all the way to I, comma, 191. What's this going to do? There we go. Random noisy landscape. I suppose we could actually spread that out, and we skipped a couple of spots like this. You'd get that, and then maybe instead of just connecting those lines like we did, we could actually do something where we... Let's delete everything up to that dash. It's going to start in the center of the screen, so we want to fix that. That didn't work at all. This needs to be 100 plus and a random number of 91. That did not work at all. Oh, I don't want the X, sorry. This still needs to be I, 100 plus random of 91. P-set. There we go, and now we can do... See, it started in the center of the screen and whipped over there. So you'd probably want to start with something like, I don't know, line 15, line 0, comma, 191, dash 0, comma, 191, P-set. There you go, and there's my space background. Really thought step 8 would make it go all the way to the end. Do 16. Whoops. There you go. Maybe we don't want it to go all the way to the bottom. So instead of 91, we just do maybe 30, 31, like that. So you see how easy it would be to create kind of a lunar lander type of landscape there. And we could do the same thing with circles, and we could create random planets. For instance, we might want to go and create some line art. Let's see, 50 through 40. Let's get rid of those. Maybe we do something like for I equals 1 to 10 or 20, 30. We're going to do a circle in the middle of the screen at 128, 96. That's about the middle of the screen. 40 next. And that's not really random, but we can do something like that. Maybe we extend it to 100 and do a step of 2. Not a lot of random there, but if we're making patterns, look at the colors. If we're making patterns, we can always do random different things with the lines. You can also add some random to the shape of the circles. So that's not really a good random example, but you can certainly go back to the random star filled example I did. A lot of fun things you can do with the simple line command and a little bit of randomness. Still my favorite probably was line, and I'm going to start at the center of the screen, 128, 91, dash, and then a random of 256 minus 1, and a random of 192 minus 1, so that gives a value of 0 to 191, P set. 30, go to 20, and remember explosions like this. Hours of endless fun in BASIC, especially a Microsoft Extended BASIC that actually gave you line and drawing commands. So just something fun. Having fun with BASIC and random lets you create a lot of interesting things without actually trying. I suppose I could put some of this together and have a game, randomly generate a maze, randomly generate a lunar surface, try to land in the crevices. The lower you get to go before you hit a line, the more points you make. All kinds of fun things could be done with very simple things. And remember, in Color Basic, you could also do things like, I believe it was P-point, that would tell you if a certain position on the screen had a dot. So you could actually do things using line and draw and P-point. And just like you could poke things on a text screen, you could do some very simple things in BASIC without having to actually peek or poke the high-res graphics screen. You could just do it with built-in BASIC commands. It'd be slow, but anyway, it's just something to do. That's it for now. Until next time, don't panic.